Hello guys, today I make a promotional image for Fred Winkler's and Zabby's Melinda character. It's an apply, so it's not a figure. It's an ng apply. So here's a character, and now I apply Melinda. So here I have her now, and adding the materials how I want. Skin, blue eyes, decent lipstick, and some support for the blue eyes, some makeup. Yeah, so far so good. I have no idea how it will turn out. That's how I usually work. I don't have something special in mind. The image comes somehow by itself, and so you can watch me working on her. So let's go for some hair. So this is a neat, nice little head, small head, and small head is supported by a ponytail, and very good. Let's see how it turns out. Yes. A small head indicates usually a young character or a cute character, so we take a ponytail for her. So, clothing. What's next? Let's see what we have for Genesis 8. We can transform some. Yeah, I didn't use a sophisticated genie outfit yet. I can try this on her. Oh, pretty cool. Some materials. So what's the color for her? Let's see where I will see her. Something like Habsburg, perhaps. It's a Habsburgic town. Then the black stuff would be great, or the red stuff. But I will try the blue stuff first. So jumper in blue, necklace in blue, purse, and sandal. Sandal. It's what the sandal is there. Okay, pretty good. The hair, the poke through hair is nothing I take care about in the moment. The head. So I will take care about that in a minute. Just want to see how this outfit works on this character. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. I think I will use this. Now I go to the hair, poking through hair. It's just not. It's not some. Sure, ponytail doesn't fit with the head. I need to change her hair. So that was stupid by me, but I want to go with this outfit, so I need to go with a different hair. So feign hair could work fine on her. Yeah, that's much better. That fits her attitude with this clothing. Perfect. Okay, so I choose the hair here, and go to Tools and Geometry Editor, and then I closer, and I paint on the geometry of the hair. So left mouse button, so you try to get all those hair strands selected. So like this. If you miss some, or if there are some hairs under the hairs that you can't see in the moment, doesn't matter. I double clicked, sorry. My mouse is also a little bit damaged. I need a new one. The left mouse button is annoying. So let's go something like this. Then if you have selected the hair, right click, geometry visibility, hide selected polygons. Okay, when you do this until you can't see any hairs poking through the head anymore. You need a bit patience, but it's not a problem. So visibility, height. Okay, some smaller minor hair strands here. Yeah, pretty cool. That's good. That's how we want to have it. So I will save it. So now a nice pose for her. Let's see what we can find. Something stylish for her. Perhaps something like standing to a wall. So something like this, a wall on the right side. Then we go back to our normal tools and breathing her head a little bit. Something like this. We will correct this position in a minute. Yeah, something like this could be cool. So let's work on her arm a little bit more. Something natural looking, grabbing the bag. So now she grabs the purse, leaning on the wall, is waiting for someone or watching at somebody. So now can we decide if she sees something nice or funny or or sad, for example. But I think the mood will be happy, and she smiles. And we open her mouth a little bit more. She has a lot of fun. Something like this. Yeah, I like. I save it. Now comes the harder part, because the Habsburgic town is really huge. It will take a while to load and to pose, because it's really memory consuming. It's not so easy to work with it, but we'll give it a try, of course. Okay, we need a wall on the right side, So move out the camera a little bit, and I will rotate the whole thing by another 90 degrees. Let's see what happens. Okay, and then I move it somewhere until we see a wall. There's one. It's a tree in front of us. It's really good. Yeah, so this looks pretty good. Now I want to make a preview render. I will start it now, and we'll cut the render time off and be back when it's finished. So you can see this is way too dark. The light comes from a wrong direction. There's sunlight somewhere, but it's blocked by the houses. So we need to work on this somehow. Maybe the sun sky. And we want to have summertime, so the 10th of July. And not in the evening, more something midday. So here comes the sun. Let's see if we can bend her head a little bit more. The light in this case is very good. I like it. The shadows are cool here from the tree, and it's like midday and hot day, so really a hot summer day. And see if we can bend her head a little bit more into the sun. Okay. So now we give her a little spotlight that makes this area a little bit brighter. The shadow from the head has to be there, of course, but we can make the environment lighting in this area a little bit brighter. For this case I use a spotlight, and I apply the active viewport from the camera because it's almost in there. Oh, my fault. Sun sky only. You can't add a spotlight when you had sun sky only. So now we have to choose. I switched back from sun sky only to dome and scene to get her a little bit light into the face. I go switch back to sunlight, sun sky only. It's a hot summer day. Bright sun, looks really cool. There's the shadows and everything. Compared to the other scene where the environment is a little bit darker, but there's a light on her face so we can see it better. So what I will try next, since spotlights don't work in Sun Sky only, of course, I try an emissive plane. So let's create new primitive plane, 1 meter, and accept it. Let's make it emissive and see where it is. There it is. Oh, it's a line plane. I don't rotate it. I want a plane in Z positive, so it's a standing one. So now we raise it a little bit to 150. That's where her head is. And now we rotate a little bit in, so a little bit to X direction, we rotate it, and then we move it behind the camera. So now it's behind us, and I will render it again and cut the render time out again, of course. So here it is. We pick the plane and make it emissive. So 6,500. This will take a while now because each change to the settings will start a new render. Okay, you see spotlight doesn't work in Sun Sky only mode, but an emissive plane will do. So we now can get some sun from the front side, some light from the front light, so that's not so dark anymore, and you can see still all the shadows from the head, here, down here, here, and that's exactly what we wanted. You can make it less bright. So now that's pretty cool. You see the difference. I will turn off the plane in a second. This is with the plane off, so her face is barely visible. And this is with the plane on. That's cool. So her face has more light, and there's still the shadow from the head and the hair and everything. So the light is not too bright, and this is exactly what I wanted. Yeah, that's great. This is something we can render. So back to texture mode. I save it. And I render it. So this will take a while, and I will cut the whole render time off again, as usual. So we're back, and after 30 minutes and 1,800 iterations, it looks pretty cool. And so I want to stop it now, and the rest will be made in Photoshop. Some post work for color correction and some dynamic, bring some dynamic into the picture. This will happen in post work. Okay, So I cancel this render now, save it, and see you in a minute at Photoshop. So here we are, and there's not much to do, but some minor things I will change. Just allow the clarity of this also, it brings more contrast, and look at this hair, how natural it looks with high clarity. It looks pretty cool. So let's find some bloom effect or some soft light, but I like the clarity more. So here we go, the hair looks awesome now. Some vibrance brings back some colors. Now we can choose or not to lower or raise the saturation, but raising is not a good idea, and lowering it is also not a good idea at the moment, because I want to have it colorful. It's a bright summer day, and we can do the rest with the light. Yeah, so the colors are great, and to wash out a little bit the colors, we could use more or less light and bring up the white tones a little bit more and whatever. So I want to have like this. Exposure and contrast, usually I put at the same level here, so they are in line. Not necessary, but I do it this way. So let's see, for some highlights, I want the highlights here on the head, I want to have them not white. I want to have them slight blue, that there's the light, but it doesn't lose the color. Okay, the white can be turned down a little bit. Yeah, so it's not too bright, or it's a summer day. We want to have it something like this. And blacks we can choose. We want to have deeper black. So this affects really the dark areas of the image. So where the shadows are, yeah, you can see here and here, everything. You can make it this way, but I don't want it. I want to have it somewhere over here. So now look, before. This is a pure render. It looks really good. I have nothing to complain about it, but it's always, DAZ renders are always kind of washed out, even if you use burn highlights and crush blacks on the tone mapping tab. I like this one better. Next step is I will adjust the curves a little bit. I want to make it tiny bit brighter, the whole thing, so that we really have this summer day like this. So this and this is slightly, but it's to me it looks better this way. We could also try to lower the brightness. Then of course we don't need to raise the brightness. To have a more contrast look in the image, it's also pretty looking good. The bushes here looking very natural, and the stone. Also this area here, the shadow here, so it could be from a photo. So now I decide that I like this better with a bright or with a darker scene, and I think I will choose this one, the darker one. Yeah, I like this better. So there's nothing much to add. Now I want to fix something. It's really depicting me, so you don't need to do that. We'll add some hair down here, so it looks, so it's not this gap in between, so it looks a little bit better. Something like this. Yes. And here in her back is also the scab. Looks like she has no hair on her back, so something like this. Okay. Now I add my signature and it's done. Thank you for watching and bye bye.